The Battle of Xuân Lộc, fought from April 9 to April 21, 1975, was one of the final and most significant battles of the Vietnam War. It was the last major defensive stand of the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, ARVN, before the fall of Saigon, and marked a decisive turning point in the war. Xuân Lộc, the capital of Long Khánh Province, was strategically important due to its location on Highway 1, the primary route to Saigon from the northeast. By early 1975, the North Vietnamese Army, NVA, also known as the People's Army of Vietnam, PAVN, had launched their final offensive, the Ho Chi Minh Campaign, aimed at capturing Saigon and bringing an end to the war. Xuân Lộc was considered the last line of defense protecting Saigon, and its fall would open the gateway to the South Vietnamese capital. The ARVN forces defending Xuân Lộc were primarily the 18th Division, commanded by Brigadier General Le Min O. This unit had gained a reputation as one of the more reliable and capable divisions of the ARVN. It was heavily reinforced with artillery, armored units, and local territorial forces. Despite the overwhelming odds, the ARVN was determined to hold Xuân Lộc and protect Saigon. The battle began on April 9, 1975, when the NVA launched a massive assault on the ARVN positions. The NVA committed several divisions, supported by tanks and heavy artillery. The initial attack was met with fierce resistance from the ARVN. Xuân Lộc was heavily defended with artillery and armored vehicles, and the ARVN's use of mobile tactics and concentrated firepower allowed them to inflict heavy casualties on the advancing NVA forces. Despite initial successes by the ARVN, the NVA adjusted their tactics by using artillery to cut off supply routes and isolate the defenders, and by bringing in reinforcements. The NVA began to wear down the ARVN forces. The air superiority of the ARVN, which had relied heavily on air support, was significantly diminished as North Vietnamese anti-aircraft systems and weather conditions limited the effectiveness of South Vietnamese airstrikes. On April 12, the ARVN attempted to counterattack and push the NVA back, but were repelled. As the fighting intensified, Xuân Lộc became a scene of brutal urban combat. The South Vietnamese defenders, though well entrenched, were increasingly overwhelmed as the NVA escalated its bombardment and assaults. The NVA surrounded Xuân Lộc and methodically destroyed ARVN positions. Despite the overwhelming firepower and manpower of the NVA, Xuân Lộc held for almost 2 weeks. However, by April 19, the situation had become untenable for the ARVN. After suffering heavy losses and facing a breakdown in logistics and reinforcements, General Le Min O was ordered to withdraw. The fall of Xuân Lộc on April 21 marked the effective collapse of the ARVN's northeastern defense perimeter. The loss of Xuân Lộc had profound psychological and strategic consequences. The ARVN had fought with determination, but their defeat symbolized the inevitability of Saigon's fall. Following the battle, South Vietnamese forces were in full retreat, and the NVA moved rapidly towards Saigon. Within 10 days, on April 30, 1975, the North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon, marking the end of the Vietnam War and the reunification of Vietnam under communist rule. The Battle of Xuân Lộc is often remembered for the tenacity of the ARVN's 18th Division, which fought against overwhelming odds in a last-ditch effort to defend South Vietnam. General Le Min O, who survived the war, became a symbol of resistance. However, the defeat at Xuân Lộc exposed the deep logistical, tactical, and morale weaknesses of the South Vietnamese military, as well as the lack of external support, particularly from the United States, which had largely disengaged from the conflict by that point. In retrospect, the battle is seen as a dramatic, but futile defense, emblematic of the broader collapse of South Vietnam in the face of North Vietnamese military pressure. The fall of Xuân Lộc is often viewed as a key event leading directly to the end of the Vietnam War.